Let's be real, handling user management can be a pain. It can even get more complicated when you're working on a multi-tenant application, let's say like a SaaS application where user security and privacy has to be strong. In the next 10 minutes, I'll unpack everything from user management, creating migrations, setting permissions, and also writing some custom commands for our application. So if you have been thinking of implementing an application with strong user authentication, this video is for you. See you in the inside. The FlexiCache SaaS, and I do have a few applications here that I've already installed. So we have a directory that is called models. Inside it we have the custom user and the custom user profile. So let's first have a look at the custom user, because this is where we are defining all the fields that we need for our custom user. We are defining our custom user manager class that is inheriting from the base user manager. Then we are basically creating the user, the super admin, that is going to be the global user that is going to manage all the tenants, as well as the tenant admin. So we have three types of users here. The first one is the user. Then we also need to create one over here that is called the super admin, as well as the tenant admin. Tenant admin will be responsible for managing the tenants that you are going to create in a few. So that's the three types of users that you're going to have in the system. And then after defining how our users are going to be created, now we come to the actual model itself, and that is called the custom user. So it has a few fields over here. We have the roles. So we are going to have the admin role, that is going to be the super admin. We're also going to have the owner. Owner is going to be the owner of the business who will be using the SaaS application. And then the SaaS application will be having like a branch manager, a loan officer, and also the members. That's why I've created role choices. This is really needed if you're going to create a robust application with role-based access. So we also have staff ID. You need to take care of that, because the organization that will be using this system, they'll be having like staff. So we're going to need like staff ID, email, first name, last name. We also need like a phone number for sending notifications. Then we have the role itself. Then we also have an important field over here that is the global user. So this one is going to be used for the super admins. These are the admins that will actually manage the models as well as the billing. Then we are just getting some last login and date joins. These are just some. Then we also have the username field. So you're not going to use the default username, but you want to use the username field as our email. We don't want to use the default username, because we want to send emails. Once the user signs up, we need to send them an email. So that is why we are using this one. Then remember to add a class meta, just for I think I made a spelling mistake over here, so it should be registered. Registered user. Then we also have our we're just instantiating our custom user model with these objects over here. So the objects, we're just assigning it the custom user model. Then over here we just have some classes over here for getting the full name, getting the short name, setting the pin, because our users, our members will definitely have pins for their USSD applications. So it's important to have that, to hash it, not just use the raw password. So that is for the user model. We as well have the custom user profile. Again, we are using Django signals to create these profiles automatically whenever a new user is created. So this is just a profile, but we are going to add more fields over here for the user profile. Then the next thing in our models, that is that we are done with our models. The next thing that we have is our admin. So we have custom admins over here for our super admin and our tenant admin. Remember, for an application like this, we need to have like control access. We don't want the tenant admins to be able to access some features that we want to give the tenant some limited access to the system. That's why for the Django's admin, I'm not going to use the default admin, but I'm going to use a custom admin for our users. So that's why we have the super admin, and then we also have the tenant admin. So let's open the super admin and check some of the so there's nothing fancy here, it's just the super admin definition. We are creating some field sets, some search fields, the list fields, and the list display. This is basically how our models are going to be displayed in the admin. But the most important part over here is this super admin site. Super admin, we also have a search title of super admin portal, as well as the search title of system management. So that is really important to be able to differentiate from your super admin as well as the tenant admin. Then we're basically setting some permissions over here on who can access this admin site. Then finally we just register our models, not with admin.site.register, but using our custom admin site URL. So custom command will enable us to be able to create a tenant as well as the user. I think this is a cleaner approach for creating tenants as well as the admins in a single command, instead of running multiple commands for the same thing. So that is it. Again, I'll link the code into the description so you guys can check it out. So that is that for the management commands. Then finally we have the signals we are using over here to set our permissions for the tenant admins. For our configurations, let's go ahead and test the application by creating some migrating the application, and also creating some sample users. So the first command that you need to run is that we need to make migrations. As you can see, let me just delete these migrations before we can from the accounts app as well as the tenants. I'm just going to delete this migration so that you can start from scratch, as well as the members. I do have some migrations here, so I'm just going to delete them. Then in our terminal we can do the migrations by running Python schemas, not migrate schemas. Then which schema do you want to migrate? I'll start by migrating the public schema first. So you use the shared flag, so we're just going to say the shared, to use the shared flag just like that. So we have successfully created our migration. So if you were to go back to our Neon dashboard, let's go to our application. Then inside tables, you can be able to see that we have the migrations has been done over here, and we'll have one single schema, and that is the public schema. So we haven't created a schema yet. You can see that the custom user, we have no user right now. So let's go ahead and create a schema. Let's create a super admin first. So to create the super user, we are using the custom command, that is Python manage.py create super admin. So just like that, then we press enter. Then you can so that is our password for the that is our super admin. Let's create now the followed by admin. So the tenant name, I'm going to name it Vision Credit. So that will create migrations for Vision Credit schema. So that was successful. We have successfully created a tenant as well as the user that is tied to that tenant. So if you inspect again inside our Neon DB, if you refresh this one, you can see that we have a new schema over here with its set of tables. To clear my screen, then spin the server once again. load the super admin, which is the custom admin. Let's provide our email that we just created, that is admin@flexi. Yeah, so you can see that we have successfully logged in into our super admin. That is where we can manage our tenants as well as the billings, as we will add in our upcoming series. So registered user, that is just a list of all the registered users. Now let's go to our tenant admin, reload this one. So for the tenant admin, the email in a green background as compared to the super admins, which are blue in color. So that is that. We can also test our homepage, or let's test the vision created. Let's test the vision credit homepage. Yeah, you can see that the tenant homepage is working fine. What about our main application homepage? You can just run that one. So the main application landing page is also working perfectly fine. So that is that for today's video. So otherwise, that is it. In case you found some value into this video, please consider giving it a like, this one. Otherwise, that is it for our today's video. See you in the next one.